Picture this. It's 2026, and Chevrolet has just pulled the cover off something that feels like a dream come true for muscle car fans around the world. The all-new Chevrolet Nova 454 Big Block. Now, let's pause right there. The words Nova and 454 Big Block in the same sentence are enough to get any gearhead's heart racing. We're talking about a nameplate with serious history, blended with one of the most legendary engine displacements in American muscle culture. And now, in 2026, Chevy is bringing it back, not as some watered-down EV crossover, but as a true muscle machine with a modern twist. For those who might not know, the Nova has always been kind of an underdog hero in Chevy's lineup. Back in the 60s and 70s, it was a compact, affordable performance car that punched way above its weight. Young enthusiasts loved it because it was cheaper than a Camaro or Corvette, but you could drop a big block under the hood and suddenly you had a street weapon. The Nova built a reputation as a sleeper, something that looked relatively unassuming but packed serious heat when the light turned green. Fast forward to today, and Chevy clearly remembers that legacy. They didn't just slap the Nova name on something random. They brought it back with a mission. The first thing you notice when you look at the 2026 Nova is the design. It's bold, muscular, and unmistakably a Nova, yet thoroughly modern. Chevy's design team clearly studied the classic models. The long hood is there, stretching forward like it wants to devour asphalt. The sharp, chiseled body lines pay homage to the boxy strength of the second-generation Novas, but with a sleeker, aerodynamic edge. The front fascia is a masterpiece of retro-meets-future design. Sleek LED headlights shaped in a way that subtly echoes the old circular lamps, combined with a wide, menacing grille that looks like it could swallow air by the gallon. You've got sculpted fenders that flare just enough to remind you this car means business, and at the back, a set of thin LED taillights stretched across the trunk lid gives it a futuristic glow at night. Even the stance tells you a story. Sitting on massive 20-inch forged wheels wrapped in performance tires, the Nova looks planted and aggressive, like it's ready to lunge forward even when parked. And let's not forget the little details. Vented hood scoops that aren't just for show, quad exhaust tips tucked neatly under a blacked-out diffuser, and of course, the proud Nova 454 badging on the fenders. It's the kind of car you see once and never forget. Now, the magic really happens under the hood. The name 454 Big Block might have you picturing a thirsty old-school V8, and yes, it is still a big, naturally aspirated V8, but Chevy has brought it into the future with hybrid technology. This isn't just a nod to environmental regulations, it's a performance move. The Nova packs a 6.6-liter V8 mated to a high-output electric motor, delivering a combined output north of 700 horsepower. Think about that for a second. Instant electric torque off the line combined with the raw rumble of a big block. The result is blistering acceleration, 0 to 60 in under 3.5 seconds, and the kind of quarter-mile times that will have Hellcats and Mustangs sweating. But here's the kicker. When you're not in full let's race mode. The hybrid system allows for surprisingly efficient cruising. You can even drive short distances in all-electric mode, which is wild to imagine in something called a 454 Big Block. It's the ultimate blend of old-school muscle and new-school brains. You get the noise, the drama, the rumble we all love, but you also get the efficiency and responsiveness that only electrification can bring. It's proof that the muscle car doesn't have to die in the EV era, it just has to evolve. And Chevy didn't stop at power. They gave the Nova something we've never really seen before in this segment: versatility. This car isn't just a dragstrip bruiser. It comes with multiple drive modes: street, sport, track, and even off-road. Yes, off-road. Now, don't get me wrong, this isn't trying to replace your Jeep Wrangler. But thanks to adaptive suspension, raised ground clearance in off-road mode, and an intelligent all-wheel drive setup that uses electric torque vectoring, the Nova can actually tackle dirt trails and gravel roads without breaking a sweat. It's like Chevy said, why should fun stop when the pavement ends? Imagine pulling up to a mountain cabin in a muscle car that looks this mean. That's something new. Slide into the cabin, and you'll immediately notice the blend of retro inspiration and futuristic luxury. The seats are deep bolstered leather with suede inserts, stitched with Nova 454 logos that glow faintly at night. The dashboard is clean and driver-focused, with a set of digital gauges that mimic old analog dials while giving you all the customization you'd expect in 2026. You've got a massive 15-inch infotainment screen, of course, but Chevy's designers were smart. They angled it toward the driver, so it doesn't feel like a distraction. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, wireless charging, a 20-speaker Bose sound system. Check, check, and check. But here's the detail I love. There's still a physical shifter. In a world where most cars are ditching them for rotary dials and buttons, the Nova keeps a chunky gear lever, reminding you this is a driver's car. The flat-bottom steering wheel feels like it belongs in a track car, with metal paddle shifters mounted behind it. And just to keep things fun, Chevy included a customizable exhaust mode button, so you can choose between quiet, sport, and track. One click, and the Nova goes from subtle growl to full-on thunderstorm. Let's talk about price, because this is where things get interesting. Chevy knows this car is special. It's not meant to be a budget-friendly option like the classic Nova once was. Rumor has it the 2026 Nova 454 Big Block will start around $75,000, with fully loaded versions creeping close to $95,000. That puts it in direct competition with cars like the Dodge Challenger EV SRT, the Mustang Dark Horse, and even some entry-level Corvettes. But here's the thing. None of those cars have the same blend of retro muscle heritage, hybrid innovation, and off-road versatility. Chevy has carved out a unique niche here, and I think it's going to pay off. Of course, the big question is, how does it stack up against the Novas of the past? Well, in one sense, it's a very different car. The old Novas were about simplicity and affordability, a working-class muscle car you could buy cheap, build up, and tear down the strip with. The new Nova is more upscale, more tech-heavy, and a lot pricier. But the spirit is still there. It's still about performance, attitude, and turning heads. It still carries that aura of a car that doesn't just drive, it makes a statement. And honestly, this might be the smartest way to bring the Nova back. If Chevy had just built a retro-styled gas guzzler, it would have been criticized for ignoring the times. If they'd made it a pure EV crossover, enthusiasts would have revolted. By blending old-school muscle with hybrid performance, they found a middle ground that honors the past while acknowledging the future. It's bold, it's risky, and it's exactly what the Nova name deserves. So where does that leave us? Well, in my opinion, the 2026 Chevrolet Nova 454 Big Block isn't just a new car, it's a statement piece. It's Chevy planting their flag and saying, the muscle car era isn't over, it's just evolving. The Nova proves that you can still have the thrill, the sound, the performance, and the heritage we all love, while embracing the technology that's shaping the future of the industry. And I don't know about you, but I'm excited. This isn't just another car, it's a legend reborn. When the Nova hits the streets, it's not just going to turn heads, it's going to snap necks. People are going to stop, stare, and remember what American performance is all about. So, I've got to ask, what do you think? Would you take the hybrid V8 Nova over a pure EV muscle car? Do you think Chevy nailed the balance here, or would you have preferred they go full retro? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I can't wait to hear what you all think. Because one thing's for sure, whether you love it or question it, the 2026 Nova 454 Big Block is proof that the legend lives on.